Join us for a monumental moment. You are here with
A Trio Tribune.
All right, welcome back. Happy Monday. You are here with your hosts, Abby,
Amelia,
Beth, and today we have a super special guest, our adorable lifelong friend,
Kayla. Yeah.
We will definitely give you more intro to her, but we are so lucky to have her today.
Yeah, so let's jump into our highs and lows. Abby, you want to go first?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't thought about this. So, Abby, yeah, you go.
Okay,
I just noticed
wing.
I always say, and we'll go into our highs and lows, Beth.
Yeah,
so I was like, next time I'm saying Abby.
Okay. I also thought you were telling me, looking at me like I was supposed to say
Yeah,
that.
I
forgot
you were like mouthy. Yeah, you were just so focused on the intro, you were done.
So, okay, and that's the end.
Okay, so my low this week is just scheduling. I am such a planner that when I have things unexpectedly happen, it throws off the schedule, but I'm also grateful that my high is the fact that I'm super resilient and just managed to make it work. So I guess that's my high and low, is I just figure it out and make it work and make the best of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is totally happy.
Yeah.
She,
Roll
will
with the
fit
punches.
in, something. I got 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to do this whole thing that usually takes 30 minutes, but I'm going to get it done in 3 minutes. And she does it somehow. I'm like, okay, you're superwoman. So good job. You are resilient.
Let's see. Meg.
Okay. So do you start with your low and then your high, or
And
how?
it's
Either
like
one?
it or leave it, but
Okay,
Amelia totally screwed it up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
because
like
you
it.
threw me off. It's
Oh.
not my fault.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
kidding.
It's like it or leave it. It's not high and low. I'm so sorry.
Our segment of like it or leave it.
Yeah.
Kayla's gonna. Well, you can do
What
it
does
however
like
you want.
it and leave it mean?
So whatever
It's
you
the
like
same
that
thing, it's
week,
a high and
whatever you
low.
want to leave that week.
Oh,
It's like a high and low.
So
but-
you
So
never
Kayla
listened to our
obviously haven't
episodes.
listened to our episodes.
not the newer ones.
Not behind.
Oh yeah, she hasn't listened for a couple weeks. We did title the segment,
Yeah.
but I always like to end with my like it, because I feel like it's ending on a high note.
Yeah,
same.
yeah. That's
But it's
what.
however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so like it, leave it. So my leave it this week would be all the stuff that we're going through with my family. We have some really, really heavy stuff going on with some family members. Leave it. I would leave it if I could. And then my like it would be baking in my house.
Oh,
I
that's
love
so cute.
baking, and we just bought a house in December, and so I didn't have an oven for 3.5 years. And
What?
and
That's
so I have dove into sourdough and bread making and all this stuff, and I love it.
That's
You're
so
the
fun.
cutest little
So-
housewife.
Yeah, I want to be.
That's cute. I love that.
Okay, do I pick you next?
Not me.
Okay. Okay. So leave it. I think the first thing that came to my mind was empty spaces in my schedule at work. I just want to fill my schedule. So that's my leave it. So next week I'm gonna be booked out. And then my like it or love it is I don't know.
Okay, just having care, whatever.
No, I mean, there's a couple things that went through my head. Honestly, probably painting Beth last night.
Oh, that was so
I
funny.
saw.
Oh,
No.
I was like, when the heck did you paint me? What are you talking about? That was hilarious.
That was so fun.
That
So
was
yeah,
scary.
paint night. Yeah.
So scary.
If you haven't watched, go to our Instagram page and you will be rolling on the floor when you see Bethany's self-portrait painted by Amelia. She will be taking applications and down payments if you would like yours done as well.
Yeah, I think Amelia needs
Very
to sit
artistic.
at farmers market,
Yeah.
paint people, and people will just have no idea what they're doing.
You had the smoosh nose, right? Did you paint her nose?
I painted everything. But
No, I know,
Beth
but what's
Beth
her
painted
nose?
me.
Yeah.
And my nose
Your
was
nose
tiny.
was tiny.
Like non-existent. Yeah.
And
was
her
like-
lips are huge. Her lips were like half her face. And the thing is like, Millia's lips are naturally
They don't have
small.
like big lips.
So that's where it was just like, where did you go wrong? How did that happen?
Well, and I've said this multiple times before, but I will say, I did her nose, and I was thinking it was a dang good nose. I didn't realize it was tiny until everyone pointed it out. I was like, you're right. It's like, the proportions are way off. But with her lips, I just kept trying to fix them. And, like when you fix one side, you have to add another, and it's just like the whole eyeliner thing. Like it
So,
never get.
The
But
portrait
what I
was
will
like,
say-
how many injections of
Lip
Botox,
filler.
lip filler?
Oh, I would say that was about 3 or 4
Syringes.
Yeah,
Syringes.
syringes.
3
Yeah.
or 4 syringes.
Full syringes. But like
I think
mine,
I get
no
it.
one's talking about my lips on hers.
You can't see anything. It just looks like this girl, like,
No. So what I will say about that painting is that at every point I was like, I am killing this. Like the hair. I was like, there's so much dimension. And then the eyes. I was like, those eyes, they were creepy, but they were good. Like every part I thought I was doing good.
And
then
my-
when I
until
realized
it was
they
like
come
the whole
together, yeah.
my first reaction was, that is
That's
terrifying.
I'm gonna pause it.
Okay, I think that we just
Photos.
need to explain, like, we're in the middle of recording, and our sweet, sweet mother came in, and
With groceries, and the bell ring, and now she's got to go to the
Mind
bathroom.
you,
and
she's
she's
the
on a
bag
phone
lady,
call.
so she's always like with everything in her hand.
so we don't know where we left off.
I think we were
Pictures.
talking about the painting.
And
Yeah, we were
Like
going.
I did
3
a
to
really
4
good
lip
job
filler.
on the painting.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we just.
Yeah, Milia does great.
she's gonna do a marketplace, sell them. Yep.
And we
Okay.
really want that video on Instagram to go viral because everyone needs to flip and watch that and laugh at it. However, now I think we're
It's
gonna
your turn.
go to me.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with Mel.
Okay, my leave it for this week is my allergies.
Oh, guys.
I literally
Yeah, this is
went
crazy.
to the Instacare because I am having body aches
This
and
week?
head cold symptoms. Like,
Mind you, Pierce had strep last week.
Oh,
So it just seemed really kind of like, ugh.
so I'm like, I for sure
Yeah.
have something. I go to the Instacare and he's like, before he even tests me for strep, he's like, you have allergies. I'm like, well, no shiz, Sherlock. We're really trying not to swear on this podcast because we want everyone to enjoy it. However, and yeah, so then he swabs me and he leaves and he's like pretty like confident that it's just allergies. And he comes in, yep, just allergies, negative for strep. And I'm cheering, like, yay, I don't have strep. And then I'm like, but wait, like, I leave the appointment. I'm like,
So I
I
should be
feel
doing
like
this?
crap. I'm like, this is allergies, that's okay. But I don't know. So I'm going to let that happen and leave it, I guess, as much as I can.
Can I just talk about my allergy experience the other week?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Abby, you can take the floor and just let me do my
We
love it.
don't want to know your love it, okay? We doesn't know about
This
Abby's
is just so on
allergies.
topic, and it's just I want to share this story because what happened is I also had.
She's selling it.
Literally, we were talking about a video earlier. We were rewatching just a clip we videoed in the bathroom, and Bethany's all okay, and Abby's all okay. So, and that's all okay.
Well, I just thought it was on topic. Like,
No,
Abby
you should
gold.
share. We're
I
just
love
messing
it.
with you.
So what happened?
Stop pulling my leg.
She's forced me to tell the story. Okay. No, I'm sitting there across the table at breakfast with my cousin, And I had been having like cold symptoms as well. And I was like, I'm just going to push through this cold symptoms. And then I was like, geez, my eyes are itching. Like, this is bizarre. They were really itchy. And I told her that. She's like, yeah, that's weird. Like, I was like, yeah, geez, my eyes are really itching. And we keep eating breakfast. And I'm like, wow, my eyes are really itching. And then she looks at me and she's like, Abby, my eyes were so puffy, they started swelling up. Both of them. So I was like, yeah, no wonder my eyes hurt. So I like turned my camera on and looked at myself. And my eyes were like so swollen and that they were starting to close. And I'm just busting up laughing. And she's like having a panic attack over there, like, do we need to leave? And I'm all, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. She's like calling the waitress over and like trying to get the check.
Don't know what's going on.
And I'm just sitting there like, well, it is what it is. You know, if I go blind, I go blind. Like, I don't know what's happening. My eyes are swollen.
Were you allergic to the food?
No, we were out on a patio. It was allergies. And
It was
just allergies.
Oh my god.
Allergies are not just allergies anymore, you guys.
No, it's
You
life
might
or
have
death.
strep. Your eyes are shut.
might go
in
blind.
line.
You could go blind. Well, I was like, it's either going to be like, if this is allergies, like I'm either going to have anaphylactic shock or not. Like it is one or the other.
Okay, I wonder if it's like this year though,
No,
because
mine
I've
have been
literally
way
never
worse.
had this.
I've never
either.
Yeah.
Bad
Me
allergies.
and Manny actually were at a little pond. And I literally just couldn't even. I was sneezing.
Do you want to tell a story now?
I already am.
Oh my
Just
God.
let me talk.
Wait, but like I have one too.
No, but it was bad because I literally couldn't stop sneezing. We had to leave.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't
I
even
think it's a
coming
this
off.
year then.
We
Like,
had to stop sleeping with our window open because I'd wake up just like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
My dog has them worse this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's sad to think of your dog.
She cares about the people.
Yeah, we're all fine, but she's not. She gets an allergy shot, and I get it like before when I start to notice them. Yeah, no, it didn't do anything. Like it's breaking, which always works for her. So yeah, this year's bad. So even for the fur babies.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, sorry you have them, but
We're
all do
gonna
too.
leave all these allergies
Yeah.
behind, and I'm gonna hop right into my love it. I love my kids playing with my kids. My kid. I have one right now. My other is playing in my belly. But Pierce is just having so much fun with his cousins. Like,
He's
down.
such a big kid.
and it's a different relationship that he has with the Valadez cousins than the Ellis cousins. Like, and I think it's just because my sister has her kids, so we're like really close. And they're older, so it's just the cutest thing ever. Pierce loves playing. Anyways, yeah, watching Pierce play with his cousins is like, there's just something about it that just makes me so happy.
They are so cute. Today, having him and Emma in the back of the wagon. They are just sitting there so cute. They look like they could be siblings because they're both so blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just so cute and happy together. And Emma says, I call him Piercey Boy.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said that. It was so
Piercey
cute.
boy.
Piercey Boy.
She's like, go sit
They
by
just
Abby's
love
all,
each
go
other.
sit by Pierce. And she's like, I call him Piercey Boy. Okay.
Yeah, it's so cute. So, yeah, those are my leave its and love its, and we're going to hop right into introducing you to our guests.
For real.
Yeah. You've heard enough of us. Here with us is Michaela Moon.
in love with it, but it was
But
not
growing
enough.
up, she was always Michaela Whiting.
OG Lee.
Oh, she Michaela Whiting. Michaela has been my best friend.
Call me Kayla. This is weird when you say okay.
Yeah. Well, Kayla Poop has been.
That's her name in
There
my
it is,
family.
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes, I was like, every time.
You're getting every part of her name wrong.
Kayla grew up with us in Ivan. She was the cul-de-sac right next to our cul-de-sac. I could see her backyard,
Yeah,
so
like
like
staring
literally
at their
she would
house.
hop out of
On
her
her
back
patio.
door and
Yeah.
we'd like talk
Yo.
from across the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, can you play?
Can you play today? oh yeah, I'll be there in 2 seconds. But
Let me just go drop
I'll watch
the
you
ball.
walk over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kayla. How old were we?
4. I was 4. You were 5.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
was-
gosh.
yeah.
Guys, that
Like
makes my
7.
heart
Little.
so...
Yeah. She remembers my parents being married. I don't.
Oh, I
She
do.
remember. Yeah,
I do.
I
have
remember
no
the
memory
day
of
that you guys
Wow.
decided the divorce, and you and Mackenzie, I can't talk, and your dad came over for a barbecue.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was like the saddest thing because you guys were so sad. We knew what was going on, and like,
Yeah, I have no memory of any of it. But
That's
she,
wild.
like, I literally remember eating ice cream and like your mom always cleaned
Yeah, and
me.
she'd go to she would go to Lightfoot's every day in
Yeah.
her little white car. We
Yeah.
would ride in her white
Yeah.
car. I remember.
I
Crazy.
vividly? No, it was vividly like
Vaguely.
I vaguely remember. I
Yeah.
just remember the day that it was like, It's
Official,
over.
Yeah.
and then we were playing Frogger in the basement,
Yeah,
and you were
Frogger.
telling me like
Oh,
kind of
sad.
what was going down, and it was really sad.
I don't even know
Anyways.
this.
Yeah, me and Kayla have been best friends since day one. Like, growing up, every day we'd hang out. Then in high school, we danced on the same dance team together. She actually drove me to school. I'm a year older.
Yeah, I'd have to come wake. I'd have to set my alarm early, get ready, go wake her up, and pick her up so
Yes,
we could get to
she'd
drill
come
on time.
and open my
I would
bedroom
crawl
window.
through her window.
You guys
No.
always did that. You and Mackenzie
No, your
both.
guys'
Yeah.
doors would be locked, but the window was always open.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sketchy.
I would try the door
And you
first.
guys would watch us sleep for like a good
No, you don't.
Because I know, I'm not saying you're like creepy, but they would like climb in our door and we'd be like, oh, and then we'd fall back asleep and they would sit at the bottom of our bed and just wait for us to wake up.
Yeah,
And
I
then
don't
we'd
know what
finally
story, but
like
yeah, you
become
can tell
alert.
whatever story you want.
There's one freaking. I can't even get through it. Bethany, like, I don't know if you still know, but you used to like sleep naked.
She
No,
does.
I do. I
Okay,
love sleeping naked.
And the door was locked, so I had to. I wish we could reenact this. I had to climb over her naked body because her bed was against the window. Okay, so I'm going through the window. Beth got so scared she jumped out of bed, was just like this, staring at me naked. I'm all, then we gotta go. Like, we gotta go to
Get
jail.
your clothes on.
It took
Get in the
her.
car.
It took her like probably 10, 15 seconds to like come to and realize it was me, and I'm just like, girl, I see you.
We do
Well,
this every morning.
And that is like the funny thing is it wasn't even like it didn't even faze you. Like you're just in my room, like come on, Beth.
Wait, can I tell a story about being naked with Michaela?
what?
So I'm a bit older than them. So I never had, like, I didn't hang out with Michaela like they did growing up. I was like,
The big
I
sister.
was grown up and moved out when you guys were like hanging out and going to high school and stuff. But later in life, when I moved back to St. George, I went and got a tan, a spray tan
Oh
from Michaela,
my god.
from Kayla.
This is so funny.
And I was like, I have to go pee so bad.
so bad.
So she sprayed me, and I'm like going in to go pee. Halfway through my spray tan, I'm already crying.
So
And I came back in. There's like a line down my leg.
where her feet turned. They just took the spray tan off.
Did you not wipe good?
No, I was trying so hard to not touch the seat.
Spray
I
on your
was just
leg.
hovering. And so I was like shaking it. And then I did like a dab. And then I went back. And when I went back
It
again,
just dripped down her whole thigh. And she comes in, I'm all, Abby. I'm like, I don't know how to fix
You
like
had
I did
one
all
job.
of yeah.
Yeah.
That is
So-
so freaking
So
funny.
Michaela's seen it all.
Yeah, I'm really
Yes,
I have
this,
to.
Michaela has, she knows us to a T, and I think we know her to a T. But she has always been like their friend. Like she's always there for me.
best friends since we were little. She is independent woman. She's got like she's a go-getter, super smart, hard worker. I don't know. I just look at her and I'm so proud of like who she has become, because when she was little, like there was a lot that she went through as a little girl, and then like also just some like anxiety and stuff. Like I know the things that you handled at such a young age, and now being older, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is what Kayla went through when she was 10 or 12 or, you know, however old she was. And to just see her now is so fun to like,
it's inspiring
see in my
too,
eyes, because I've been there for everything, and I'm just like, yes, this is exactly who I'm just so proud of you and proud of the woman that you've become. So that's Kayla. She will tell you more about herself, but yeah, we're so glad to have her on this podcast.
It's taken a while to get here.
Honestly, the longest beginning. But go ahead and kind of share a little bit about
who
you.
I am. So, yeah, I'm 27. I've been married for almost 2 years now. Born and raised in St. George, Utah. Yeah, lived in Ivins for our whole lives. Like, didn't move out of Ivins until I moved up north and basically lived with you guys. That was 2019. Yeah, that's the first time I've left Ivins.
And you went back pretty quick.
Fun. COVID hit, moved home. I have a dog. I love her. She is like my whole life. I have been an athlete growing up. I did lots of sports, competitive sports. So I like to be active. I love being outside, whatever it is. Hiking, biking. I hate running.
Whatever it is, except for running.
Well, not run. No. But love the water. Oh.
That's okay.
Do we need to close the door? Okay. Sorry. I love the outside so much. I requested the door be open. And baking. I've recently gotten into sourdough, and I love it. I love making everything from scratch at home. Like, it is just so fulfilling knowing that I know exactly what's going into my body, and there's no better feeling than that. So, yeah, I just, hang out. I'm a lash artist. I work from home. I'm a real estate agent now recently, too. So
yeah, she does it
all.
doer.
Yeah, that's it.
I love it. That's perfect. Okay, well, let's jump into our questions and kind of go more in depth in Kayla a little bit.
Okay, I am going to start with my question for you.
Okay.
So there's two questions, but I'm just going to give you one at a time.
Okay.
What motivates you to pursue your dreams?
Okay. I feel like I am lucky and grateful in the way that I have self-motivation. Like I always have. I feel like being in gymnastics, I was competitive gymnastics. I feel like it just gets drilled in you. Like you just have to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Growing up that way, I just always had that motivation. No one ever had to push me to do it, force me. I loved it. And I found that within myself. So I truly do feel like I can just find it and do things. But I will say, of course, there's moments when I'm struggling, right? And I do need people to help me. And my family and my husband are like the most supportive people I could ever ask for. They're always there to just pick me up and be like, hey, no, keep going. Like you have this, or we'll do it until you can, kind of thing. My family and my husband are so good. So they help me when I can. For sure.
I love that. And I feel like that sounds like you have a passion for things and that drives you. And then when the passion doesn't, you have a really good support system.
Yeah, totally.
And so when you're faced with obstacles in striving towards your dreams, how do you stay resilient? Or how do you continue towards them even with obstacles?
Yeah. Cry about it first.
Yes.
I have a panic attack, let's be honest. I have anxiety, so I'll spiral. And then typically my husband now, because it was my parents for the longest time, my dad, but now it's my poor husband. He'll just be like, you got it, babe. Make yourself back up and just take your medication and you'll be all right.
He sets it out on your breakfast plate.
Yeah. I really do. Like, I really will have, like, a moment, and then someone just has to tell me, like, it's okay. You can keep going. I'm like, okay, I can keep going. I'll
And
keep
you
going.
do. Like, I've seen that in your life. Like,
Yeah.
you've been through a lot, and you do keep going. And then I'm like, wow, she got her aesthetics license, and then she's real estate license, and like, I've seen that you like live in your home and you have your pet. Like, you do keep going.
Yeah.
And that's inspiring.
Yeah.
And I thank you for being so open and honest. Like, yeah, I take medication. Like, that helps.
Yeah.
You know,
It
like,
helps in the hard
that I
moments.
want people to know, like,
Yeah.
it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
thanks
and
for
also
sharing.
I think that you like give a lot of credit to the people around you, which I think is amazing and beautiful. I think that that's so awesome that you do have a good support system.
Mm.
However, I think you are really strong. Like,
Mhm.
you do that. As much as your support system is there and saying, okay, you got this, you're the one that comes out of it. You're the one that,
Yeah.
like, so I think that that's really cool, and I want you to notice that as well.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
think
that's
you-
a good reminder.
It is. And I'm like thinking too of just how you have grown up and the other like examples that you had around you, and
Yeah.
for you to kind of break cycles.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage and a lot of resilience and
Yeah.
tenacity, even if that means like emotionally and like you're really strong.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Heck yeah, I'm mostly just thinking, dang, I'm so envious that you just have that like natural motivation.
Not always, man. Not always, but yeah, I think I just don't like. I hate to say it, but I don't understand how people just stop. Right? How people can get to a point where they just stop and they just don't do it because you just have to. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get up. You have to eat breakfast. You have to go to work. And as sad as I am, and on days, because I have sad days, I just do it. I just keep going. And and I'm grateful that I don't experience that maybe low of a depression. I don't know, because I really don't understand it. I've never understood it. I hope I never do.
Yeah.
You know, I feel so bad for people that do, but yeah, I don't. I'm like, hey, you just gotta keep going.
Yeah,
just do it.
It is a weird like concept
Yeah.
when you feel like it's your lowest and you're like, oh, this is the hardest day.
Yep.
I have to keep going, and somehow you keep going. And then to think, oh my gosh, there's people that don't keep going and they can't keep going. Like,
I can't imagine.
it kind of
that.
puts you in this like, wow, I'm kind of lucky today, even though this is my worst day ever.
Yep. No,
But-
totally.
I think that takes a lot of self-awareness and like ability to recognize and be aware of other people around you too, just to be like, I can't relate, but like also recognize how lucky we are that we can't,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then gives us empathy for those around us, which
Yes.
is also a strength, you know.
Yeah, I actually really like that reminder.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think I'm going to jump in with my question. Is what has your hardest trial been thus far in your 27 years of life?
In my many years. No.
Yes.
I would say it's kind of like a broad answer, but just my parents getting divorced. And it's not even that the divorce was the hardest part. It's that it's a forever trial, right? Like, still to this day, having split parents brings up hardships. Like, we still go through things because of it that are really hard and challenging. So it's just having split parents. It's brought on so many different challenges, and yeah, I would just say that has to be it, because it's forever. It's going to be a forever thing. Even when I have kids, it's just always going to be an ongoing thing that we have to work through. So for sure, that one.
Do you want to go more in depth on that? Like, how, or are you comfortable with
of
that?
course,
Like, maybe how old were you? What was your experience?
Did you go from house to house?
Yeah.
Who was your
there
main
a custody battle?
Yeah, so my parents got divorced when I was 4. I don't remember, we said this earlier, I don't remember them being married at all. Like, I have no memory of it. I think it was really good from what I've heard. They were happy, like, things were fine.
They had you.
We had a house, they had me, so that was good. But, so they split when I was 4, and my mom got custody, and right away, back then, they tend to favor the mom. So she got custody, and it's hard because I don't remember much, but it wasn't a good situation. What we were in was super unsafe, super unstable. We moved every month about. We got robbed a lot, and I just didn't really know what was going on. Like, I seriously still have no memory. I have glimpses of things, but that's it. And I just know it wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then we would go and visit my dad. I don't know how often, but I know we'd go see him. I know he fought really hard for 2 years to get us. And finally, after 2 years, so I was about 6, he got custody of us, and we moved in with my dad. And I do remember at half of first grade, we moved to Vegas. When we were with my mom, we moved to Vegas for first grade, and I did the first half of first grade there, and it was so bad. The kids, because mind you, we're in St. George, Utah, okay? Like, it's
Utah's a bubble.
Utah's a
It's
bubble.
a bit,
So then to go
yeah.
to Vegas, and like, I just remember being like, oh my gosh, all the first graders swear. And I never heard kids around me swear at that age. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is so scary. And kids laughed at me. And like, it was so bad. And then we moved back, and I finished first grade here in St. George. And I remember just got so attached to my first grade teacher because it was like
The safe
heaven.
space,
Yeah, I'm all, this is amazing. And so then soon after that, my dad got custody. We moved in with him. And I continued to go and visit my mom. My sister, I have one sister and one half sister. My half sister stayed in Vegas after when my dad got custody. And my one sister kind of just stopped going to visit my mom, and I still would go. And it was still not good situations. Like, her boyfriends were just super sketchy, and
I remember going over there.
There was, house
we lived,
we talked about
so my
that,
mom lived right next to you guys in that house in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
No, but I remember
the
going
one
to
by
the one by
Chevron.
Trimar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, that one was bad.
That I do
I
remember.
remember that was like a weird
That was
situation.
so scary.
Yeah.
Like, I just have this weird memory of like standing at the top of the stairs. And just like there was a lot of adults down there, and it was so
Yeah,
weird.
it was weird. It felt like we were like little kids in like a little
It
rave.
felt like we were the only ones awake.
Yeah.
I remember being the only ones awake.
Yeah, it was the trippiest.
Yeah.
That was a weird one.
It makes me wonder why were we there?
We
Did
were having
we
a
walk
sleepover
there and hang out?
No, I didn't have a sleepover there.
I
remember we
Probably
just played
out there.
And there was
I
like
think
an
we were-
empty pool.
no, I
wasn't
remember-
there?
Yeah, there was an empty pool
I
in the
remember
back.
having
Yeah.
a sleepover because I was so afraid to go to bed, and then we woke
That
up.
house, I swear, was haunted. Like, I
But
swear.
I do not think mom and dad would ever
Ever
let
let
us sleep
us.
over
No,
there.
they didn't let
They
us.
I
stopped letting
swear
us
we did though, because
having
I remember
sleepovers.
waking up and being like,
No,
so
they were
excited.
all asleep. The adults were asleep during daylight.
Yeah, it was daytime when we were there.
my memory's whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, mom and
It
dad
was.
would never let
They
us
would
sleep
never.
there.
And
Well,
they-
I
have
know.
sleepover like after.
They never let us
Diamond
have
Your
Valley.
parents
I
let my
swear
mom
that
that car.
Kenzie-
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Your parents let my mom that car for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
I just thought that one time it was like Kenzie's birthday and she had a sleepover, or maybe it was a late night.
It was
I do
Maybe it
remember
was a
one
late
thing
night.
like
Yeah.
that. But anyways,
yeah, that house was really bad. But we moved. I forget about all these houses.
Yeah.
We moved so much. Dad got us. I started gymnastics, and that is when I can start to really remember things. Was after that point, and I would go and spend like 2 weeks with my grandparents in Vegas every summer. I'd go visit my mom, wherever she was, and my dad just was our rock and like our safe place. It was the same house that we lived in when they were married, and so it was familiar and comfortable, and he just provided us with everything that we needed. And he got remarried so he dated a lot, but he never got remarried. Like, he really, really put us kids first, which was incredible. I was super, super attached. I had major separation anxiety with him, I think, because he was the only.
Yeah, you like slept in his room for so long.
she
and
had
I
a
remember.
cot. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
he had to move. He had to graduate me down. Like, I had a cot that was the same height as his bed, and then he's like, "Okay, we gotta upgrade." So I went down to a lower cot, and then he took the cot away, and I just slept on the floor. Like,
He's like so cute. He's like training you.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
which is funny because I feel like back then we were kind of hard on you. Like, you're still sleep with your dad.
yeah. Oh, well,
And
we
now,
wasn't.
but
yeah.
like, and
It
now
makes
we were
sense.
little. We were little, but
Yeah.
now that I'm a parent, I'm like, I'll let my kids sleep with me as long as they want.
Yeah.
It's like
he knew you felt safe, and
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
that's his job. as a
It was
dad.
the only stability that we
Yeah.
knew and that I had, and yeah, I like he could not go out of town. Like, if I had to go everywhere with him, right? I mean, I couldn't be without him. It was definitely unhealthy, but we got over it. So he put us first always, and then he got remarried my junior year of high school. And that was kind of when it forced me to grow up, right? I was like, dang, like, he's not just mine anymore. Like, no,
Yeah.
I have to share him. And I took on 5 stepbrothers and 1 stepsister, so I really had to share him. And I was like, whoa, hold on.
He's my dad.
He's my dad first. Okay, I'm the baby. And that was tough. That was so hard. Like,
That would
that's
be hard.
when my depression kind of kicked in for the first time. And we moved, which moving was not a thing for me. It did not sit well with me, I think, because we moved so much. So I loved our house, and I just wanted to be there. And then I grew up really fast. And then it was like, oh, this is great. And I love my step family. I have a super amazing relationship with my stepmom now.
Yeah.
And it all worked out for the best. And you look back on it and you're like, oh, wow, it's so weird.
It is so crazy because us Valada's girls, like, we were talking about, and this isn't the first time that we've talked about Chad, Michaela's dad, being like,
he's been such
He's
an
like
amazing
super
man.
dad.
He's
Yeah.
an amazing man.
like, and I think that, and it's not surprising that he's so amazing, but like, you see the mom step in and take over. You don't see a lot of dads do that. Hardly ever. And especially in like a divorced.
He's literally
Family.
taking them to all her extracurriculars. He was there. He was taking them to church. He was
Like, it didn't.
picking them up and dropping them off at everything. And he was,
working.
yeah, he's the only
You
guy I
just
remember.
didn't- It almost felt like you didn't notice there needed to be another parent. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I would say it. Like,
That's how it
Chad,
felt.
like,
Yeah.
Chad just did it all. You didn't
he did
realize
so
that
well
normally
at
there
it.
would be a wife and a mother.
Mhm.
Because he
So
just did
good.
everything.
And he was just such a good man. Like, potty alarm. But, like, he took on his girls, and obviously he cares so much about them because he gave them their world
Yeah.
and did a really good job at it. But also, like, the way that he treated me as Michaela's friend and literally, like, took care of me, too. And he's this single dad, working, providing, also, like, giving them her gymnastics, and
Which was hard. Like,
Yeah.
being a single dad, I remember him saying, like, as I got older, that gym, I mean, that was all we could afford. Like, my sister, even if she wanted to, wouldn't have been able to do a sport because it took everything for me to be in the gymnastics. And
yeah.
luckily, she didn't want to be, because then I wouldn't have been able to be. But it was hard. Like, it wasn't like
You just have
he could just do it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he
it was
definitely.
budget. Like, he had to budget everything out. I
Yeah.
know.
So we just look back and we think that that's so awesome. I feel like,
He took us to City Pool like every
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
He always
he
took us
and Bethany,
on.
but he also, I was best friends with Mackenzie,
Yeah.
Kayla's older sister, so it was like both of us. It was like,
Yeah.
instead of just having 2 girls, he had 4.
But like,
loved
and that's the
them.
other thing is like he knew that the girls
needed friends.
loved their friends. Like,
And I think that's so cool that he valued you guys as like individuals and
Relationships.
encouraged you to have out like a
Yeah.
community.
Well, he
And
leaned
helped.
on your guys' family. I mean, your parents still to this day will talk about how your guys' parents. I mean, he's like, I couldn't have done it without Kathy and Lauren. Like, there is just no way. I mean, he always talks about it.
mhm.
So I think
That's really
he
cute.
leaned on us having even you guys because
Yeah.
he did need it. But
Yeah.
although
That's so funny because I never
I know,
I never thought
would
of
have
it like
known that.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
just like thinking
But-
he did it all on his own.
Yeah.
But obviously,
Yeah.
you have your like
yeah.
people. So yeah, that
He doesn't show weakness. That's the one
No.
thing with him. Is like he's going through so much stuff, and he's like, "I'm good. Okay, I want to go get food." Like, are you fine? Like, are you okay?
so thank you for sharing
Yeah.
all of that. And
I have a little question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm wondering if you have any advice for kids who might be experiencing something similar to that. Like,
Or even,
what
adults.
message would you have liked to hear when you were that age, struggling and feeling like you
Or
were
what
moving
things
a lot,
helped you.
or you needed your dad for stability? Like, what would you love to have heard at that age?
I think it's hard. I was really, really young, but I think that you can be told over and over again, like, everything will be okay, but in those moments, it's just not. It's not okay. It doesn't feel like it's going to be okay. I think the biggest thing that I would give, or if I could give to somebody that's going through something like that, is that one day you are going to be able to make your own decisions. One day you are going to be able to completely remove yourself from the situation and be out and make the life that you want to have. Like, you don't have to go through this forever if you don't want to. I think I would almost put it on me and put it on that person of knowing, like, right now it sucks. Right now it's not okay, but one day you can make it okay. Like, you can make your life better. And I think that's how I viewed it growing up. I learned a lot by watching my family. And I was like, okay, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's just knowing that I'm going to have that ability to one day to be okay and to make my life how I want to make it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Aww, Abby's crying over there. She's feeling it for her girls. That's really, I'm so
They'll
glad
be
that-
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, Mill.
Okay,
Spit
well,
it.
I'm gonna just drop it real hot. Just
Yeah.
kidding. No, I think something I'm continually looking for is ways or resources or things that can help me in my day-to-day life when things feel chaotic, whether that's life or my mind.
Yeah. Girl, you know
So
I got
yeah.
a chaotic mind.
I just found
Drugs.
No, I just have found, like, the more I try to figure out a healthy boundary or healthy things, it's like calming the chaos in my mind.
Yeah.
And so I just wondered if you, in your day-to-day life, or
Yeah.
just in general, have something that you turn to, or as a resource, or things you do to help you.
Yeah. Just let me touch when I say drugs. I mean prescription
Yeah.
medication. But it's from the
Kayla's
doctor.
over there just freaking.
Yeah, practice it. Time no.
She's watched her family and said, not that, but drugs, I'll do that.
I'm gonna tape her in that one. Yeah, makes you feel good. No. Definitely helps with the chaotic mind. So I think that I go back to, I have moments, like, if I am struggling, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned as I've gotten older with my anxiety specifically is I just have to feel it. I have to, and acknowledge it. I have to sit there and be like, okay, cool. So I'm, like, on the verge of having a panic attack and it's here, and we're just gonna, like, let it be, and I'm gonna have one if I need to have one. And if I'm with people, typically it's my husband, I just say, hey, my mind feels really crazy right now. I feel extremely chaotic. Just so he kind of knows why I maybe am acting like I'm like, wah, you know, and I feel like just saying, like, hey, yeah, I know that this is here. I know that this is with me helps automatically.
Yeah.
And then it's just finding something that it's personal, like cleaning. I love cleaning, which is so funny. But if I am struggling, if my mind is going, I will just clean my house. And
girl.
really,
I know all about that.
I know, it really does help. I feel like, because if my space is clean, my mind can be clean.
Yeah.
So it's like detoxing for my mind while I'm cleaning my house, which is crazy.
Yeah. I could see that. I love that.
And I will say my husband, he is like this mellow, just soul, and he is such a calming presence that I lean on him a lot. Like, if I am struggling, if I'm anxious, or my mind is just going crazy that day, I tell him, and I just be with him and just try to, like, take on his, like, I'm like, Kayla, be him.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I
I have a question then. What does he say or do anything specific that helps you?
No, he just is there.
He's there.
I think just him there and him knowing is more than enough for me.
Mm.
He'll ask me, of course, like, okay, do you need anything? It's like, nope, just you. Like, just be here and we'll
His calm
sit
presence.
and we'll watch TV or make dinner, and truly just him helps me. I think having that person, it doesn't have to be your husband, but whether it's a family member or a friend, but having somebody that can bring that calmness to you is so important with being someone who's, you know,
I
high
love that.
anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah.
And knowing you're not alone.
Yeah.
Like, it is nice.
It's almost like you're sitting there together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You vocalized it. Now it's open
now
and you
he
both
knows-
know.
yeah,
Who's
Yeah.
going to be there by your side while you
Yeah,
do
you
it?
don't hold it in. Definitely don't. Like, if my mind is going crazy and I just try to sit with it and work through it on my own, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, like you have to recognize that,
Yes.
okay, my mind is spiraling.
Yep.
I'm having an attack. Nothing is going wrong. It's just happening.
Yeah.
And I need to let it happen. I have had anxiety attacks, like
Yeah.
weird anxiety attacks. I've never experienced this in my life until the last few years, probably since having Pierce, maybe, or a little bit before. But it made me think of instantly you, because I'm like, Kayla has had this since she was little. Like, now I understand, and it is like the weirdest thing, because you feel like something's happening that's really wrong, or something is going to happen. You're like, I don't know if that's how it is for you. I don't know, but that's how I have had my attacks.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, my heart is racing. I feel like something bad is going to happen. I'm scared. I don't know what is
Out
it.
of, like,
What is it?
nothing,
And you're
yeah.
trying to figure it out. Like,
And that makes it worse when you're trying.
Yeah.
When you're trying to figure out, why am I having this? What's causing this? What's about to
Yes.
happen? Yeah,
and
yeah.
so like recognizing and putting yourself into this place, like, okay,
This is all it is.
this is,
Yeah.
I'm having an anxiety attack,
Yep.
and we're just gonna
Let it.
let it happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's
I've been
the
there
best
a
thing.
lot of times, and it's taken me a long time to get to this place. Like, I will be at family, like, gatherings, and I will fill it, and I remove myself. I go into a room, give me like 2 minutes. I just have it, and then I come out, I'm like, okay, all good.
Do yours last longer than 2 minutes? Because mine lasts like
Just depends.
an all night thing.
Yeah.
I'm like a whole
My whole life.
years.
You're
years.
You're probably trying to, like, figure it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, you can try and figure it out. You
It's
have
just, like,
to
come
just
to
let
it.
it. Yep, you truly just have to be like, okay, this is here, this is with me, and it's happening,
Yeah.
and it's hard. I
just like
have
a
moments
weird
that they
thing,
last
yeah.
long, and I have moments where I have the capability to be like, okay, I'm just gonna let it, and then I'm done.
Yeah,
They're crazy.
yeah, super crazy, but
So
Dang.
hopefully that answered your
No, I love it. And I
It's
think
a chaotic answer.
no, it's perfect, and I think it's awesome for anyone who could be listening too. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's awesome. Okay, so then our last question, we like to give you the last word. If you had any piece of advice for your sister, your past self, your best friend,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Never lose the inner child in you. Always be weird and silly and goofy, and just always carry that with you, because life is hard and it just doesn't need to be so serious all the time.
It's already serious enough. I think
Yeah,
that's awesome.
so-
I love that.
I feel like that is you, Kayla.
That is, and when I, like, as you say that, I'm like, you are so good at that.
Yeah.
Like, just
Through all of
being
the trials.
fun and goofy, and through,
Yeah.
exactly what Abby was saying, through the trials and stuff.
There's one of them also.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important. It makes, I don't know, makes life fun, which it should be.
Yeah, for
So-
sure. Oh, Kayla, I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us and being so open. And yeah, we really appreciate you.
I love you guys.
We love you.
There was
Yeah.
a lot in this episode that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, and also just learn. Like, you have a lot that you just shared, and I'm so grateful for you, and I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you all for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share this message with anyone that you can think of that might also benefit. And follow us on our Instagram. Join us on YouTube. Good job. Love ya.
Good job, love ya.
Good job, love you.
Yay!